A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, the Senate is pushing forward with a sweeping tax and spending bill, although the path ahead is fraught with significant disagreements, particularly concerning proposed changes to Medicaid. The legislative process has been intense, with the Senate working late into the night to debate the bill, which has garnered mixed reactions from Republican lawmakers. President Trump has been actively lobbying for the bill, aiming for Congress to deliver it to him by July 4th. But GOP leaders are facing a precarious situation as they navigate the complexities of their party's internal divisions. The stakes are high, with the potential to reshape tax policy and government spending for years to come. As the debate unfolded, NPR's congressional correspondent Deirdre Walsh reported on the confidence expressed by GOP leaders, who emphasized that they can afford to lose only 3 votes. However, that confidence is tempered by the reality that 2 Republican senators have already voted against the bill, raising concerns about its viability. Notably, North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis has been vocal about his opposition, warning that the proposed cuts to Medicaid could shift billions of dollars in costs to state governments, ultimately harming those who are eligible for the program. In a striking rebuke, Tillis told the president, "You have been misinformed. Supporting the Senate mark will hurt people who are eligible and qualified for Medicaid." Tillis's dissent has not gone unnoticed, especially after President Trump publicly criticized him on social media, vowing to support a primary challenger in the upcoming election. In a surprising twist, Tillis announced that he would not seek re-election next fall, citing the challenges of maintaining a bipartisan approach in an increasingly polarized political landscape. As the Senate deliberates, several Republicans remain undecided on how to vote, with some conservatives advocating for deeper spending cuts. Senators like Ron Johnson from Wisconsin and Rick Scott from Florida are pushing for amendments that would alter federal payments for individuals enrolled in the Medicaid expansion program, which was initially established under the Affordable Care Act. On the other hand, moderate Republicans, including Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, are advocating for limited changes to Medicaid and ensuring that rural hospitals in their states have the necessary resources to care for patients. The outcome of these amendment votes will play a crucial role in determining how these undecided senators will ultimately cast their ballots. The proposed legislation is primarily a tax bill, making permanent the tax cuts that were enacted during President Trump's first term in 2017. Additionally, it introduces temporary tax breaks, such as exemptions for tips and overtime pay, while boosting funding for border enforcement and military spending. However, to offset these tax cuts, the bill includes substantial spending reductions, particularly in nutrition programs and green energy tax incentives. A staggering portion of the cuts, nearly $1 trillion, would come from modifications to Medicaid, including new work requirements for certain enrollees and changes to how states finance their Medicaid programs. According to Congress's nonpartisan scorekeeper, this version of the bill could add $3.3 trillion to the deficit over the next decade, putting nearly 12 million Americans at risk of losing their health coverage. Should the Senate manage to pass this bill, the next hurdle will be the House of Representatives. House Speaker Mike Johnson faces a challenging task, as his party holds a slim majority. The pressure from President Trump will be significant as he seeks to rally Republican support in the House for the legislation. Given the complexities and divisions within the GOP, it remains uncertain whether the House will pass the bill this week. The political landscape is shifting rapidly, and all eyes are on the Senate as it navigates this contentious issue that could have lasting implications for American taxpayers and the healthcare system. The coming days will be critical as lawmakers weigh their options and consider the potential consequences of their decisions on this monumental bill. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.